All right, so I corresponded with XX because I was kind of fairly stuck. Um, so step 8 says a useful property of an SVG is that it contains a path attribute which allows the image to be scaled without affecting the resolution of the resultant image. Currently, the image is assuming its default size, which is too large. Correctly scale the image using its ID as a selector and setting the width to max, setting it to this. So, um, one moment. So apparently, all right. So here's what basically here's what he said. For CSS, you're targeting a specific element by its ID. You don't need to specify the element type. So you can say kind of what we have here, a hashtag logo only. Generally, you specify the element type for class selectors when you want a class to only apply to the specific element types. So he gives kind of an example of that. Um, Generally, when you add an ID to an element, it should be unique, so it shouldn't appear more than once in an HTML element. There isn't really a need to specify the element type because of the ID. Um, so by select logo, you're already selecting the image because the ID image attribute on the image's logo. So all you need is so yeah. So I'm kind of confused because I guess like we already did that, but it still didn't like it. So there's really no reason for it to be doing this. It really says you should use the logo selector to target the image element. Um, so one moment. So it might be the issue with the HTML. Um, oh, wait a minute. I don't think it's supposed to be a class. I think it's supposed to be an ID. I think that's where all this went wrong. Okay, so that's what he meant. All right. That would make more sense. So, I'm trying to go back to style. Hmm. Maybe if I should just make it back to. So it's using an ID as a selector. I don't know. Wow, this is. I have to say, this is probably the most difficult problem in the entire free code camp that I've ever faced. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to do that then. Um, the image is assuming its default size, which is too large. Currently scale the image using its ID as a selector. Okay, if I use the ID, I mean that it would look like that. That's how I would be using the ID as a selector. That's the only way I can do that. But it's just kind of saying no. Um, I don't. I don't get it. Wait, I'm just gonna try something. Hold on. Um, all right, yeah, I am. Yeah, okay. So I think I don't know. Maybe what I can do is I can just go over it because yeah, I don't know. So step 9. That's what I did. That's literally what I did. I think there's a glitch or something here because so I just skipped ahead, and that's literally what I did. That was the code I had. Um, so I think it's yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say like and until corrected that I think I did it right. And it was an issue with free code camp. Cause yeah, that's what I did. It just didn't like it. All right. So as described in the free code camp style guide, the logo should retain an aspect ratio of 35:4 and have padding around the text. First, change the background color. All right, let's see if this works. To this, I'll copy it for accuracy. end it with the semicolon so you can see the logo. Then use the aspect ratio property to set the desired aspect ratio to aspect ratio to 35:4. Is that what I would do? And then padding to, I think I can just say 0.4, and then it'll work. Okay, so the code passes. So that means that the whole thing with just putting the ID there and just having this, that was the right way all along. So some reason, it just didn't. I don't know, like that. That kind of proves that it was some kind of glitch, in the system. So make the header take up the full width of its parent container. Set its height to 50 pixels. Make the header. So I can, alright, I can just do this. So I guess I would just make the width. If I want to make it the full width of its parent container, that would be 100%, right? Because the percentage is relative to the parent container. Set its height to 50 pixels. Yeah, sorry for sounding frustrated before about the last one. I just was like, I couldn't figure out what it was, and it was just like, it was all over a glitch. I don't know. Man. Alright, so set the background color. To this, and set the display to Flexbox. I think I would just take Flexbox, right? Oh, it's Flex. Oh, it's Flex. Alright, so then the code passes. Change the H1 font color. So this is all H1. All H1s, all headers. Or headings, not headers. Okay, so font color. Isn't that just color? I'm pretty sure that's just color. So I'm just gonna say color equals this. And set the font size to Alright, so that code passes someday. Step 12. To enable navigation on the page, add an unordered list with the following 3 list items: info, HTML, CSS. Okay, so within nav, I'm presuming, they want it. So let's see. An unordered list, it would be UL, right? That would be how it ended. And it would be li for list item. So I would have 3 of these. So I have 1 already. So 2, 3. And this is the first one. I think this is the second one. And this is the third one. Oh, that didn't work. The third one. The list items should be wrapped in anchor tags. I think that means they're going to be links, but okay. So CSS is the only one that's visible. I'm not. I don't think it should be to enable navigation on the page. Add in unordered list within the following 3 steps. I think there's something wrong here. I just don't know what it is. Oh, there's 2 list items here. Hold on. For some reason. You should nest 3 list item elements inside the UL item element. Okay, that's what I did. Oh, I think they mean the list item text. Hold on. So it'd have that here. And have this here. And this here. Yeah, and that passes. Okay, so I just put in the anchor tags in the wrong place. Target unordered list elements within nav elements. So unordered list elements within nav elements. Alright, I'm trying to see if I remember. I think it's this. And use flexbox, so make the display flex to evenly space the children. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay. So it's gonna be justify content space evenly. Oh yeah, okay. Gotta brush up on Flexbox. As this is a quiz, you'll need a form for users to submit answers. You can semantically separate the content within the form using section elements. Within the main element, create a form within 3 nested section elements. So within the main element, create a form with 3 nested section elements. Okay, so section. So 3 of these. So it's a form. Okay. Um, I'm forgetting what the syntax for it is. So one moment, I'm gonna look it up. Oh yeah, okay. So I think it's post. Okay, so action. All right. Oh, and the method is post. Okay. To increase the page accessibility, the role attribute can be used to indicate the purpose behind an element on the page. To assist with technologies, the role attribute is a part of the Web Accessibility Initiative and accepts present values. Give each of the section elements the region role. So if it's an attribute, it's going to be role region. All right. Doesn't really tell us too much about that. So every region rule requires a label, which helps screen reader users understand the purpose of the region. Okay, so I guess it's like telling you kind of a description of what you're reading in the area of the web page. One method for adding a label is to add a heading element inside the region and then reference it with the aria labeled by attribute. Add the following aria labeled by attributes to the section elements. Okay, so student info. Probably just copy it and change the text. HTML questions. CSS questions. Oh, okay, hold on. Then within section elements, nest one h2 element. Okay, so within each section element, nest one h2 element with an ID matching corresponding to the aria labeled by attribute. Okay, so basically we're gonna make so here's what I think I should do. So then within the section, I'm gonna put headings or headers. This should be twice as. This should be like. So H1 is the biggest, so H2 is the second biggest. So it should be the second biggest heading. That's 2. That's 3. So so we're gonna make the ID. It needs to match. So this needs to match. I think I'm gonna copy this to make the ID match. And to copy this and make that the ID. And so it's saying put suitable text. So right now there's nothing there, but it's saying put suitable text. So basically text that makes sense to put it to, of what it's going to say. So I think what would make sense would be just using what they're seeing. So HTML questions. So I'll put that there. So there's that. Then there's CSS questions. Then there's that. Then there's student info. Um, there we go. So that should be what I was supposed to do. All right. Let's try step 16. Step 17. Typeface plays an important role in the accessibility of a page. Some fonts are easier to read than others, and this is especially true on low resolution screens. Change the font for both the H1 and H2 elements to uh, Verdana. Really good at pronouncing things. And use another web-safe font in the sans serif family as a fallback. Okay. Um, so I think how I would do this is, I think it's H1 and a comma H2 for that purpose. Then I think I'm forgetting fallback. If that's right. And also add a border bottom to of such and such to H2 elements. So that would require its own selector if it's just to H2 elements. So I'm not sure what it means. Is that what it wants? Oh, is it just not capitalized? Oh, and font family. Okay, that's what it is. So it's a kind of a syntax error. Um, you should set the second value of the font family property. Oh yeah, okay. I think it's like a comma, right? Hold on. And then sans serif. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Alright, so that's how you do the fallback. Alright. Trying to remember it now. So it's kinda like the first one, then a comma, then the second one. Alright. To be able to navigate within the page, give each anchor element in href corresponding to the ID of the H2 elements. Of the H2 elements? Okay, hold on. Well, the H2 elements are student info, so it would be, so copy this. All right. All right. It's not letting me copy this. All right. Hold on. And I think I would do that. That's how I would do it. Um, and the second one was HTML questions. And this is the third one. Pretty sure that's what I'm supposed to do here. All right, that works. So now if it's info, it goes to info. If it's HTML, basically what those links are is like, let's say like that was way down here, it would actually go to that part of the page. So it's like a link, but it goes to it kind of navigates you to the part of the page that has the same ID. So it knows that this link goes to it looks for the ID student info, and then it finds this. It finds this that says student info. So you can't really tell because they're all kind of together, but that's kind of what's going on. Filling out the content of the quiz below student info. Add 3 developments with a class of info. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna end it here and then pick it back up. Because I did kind of make a breakthrough with that kind of step. I guess I kind of have to notice that the possibility that there could be a glitch, and then to kind of skip ahead and then look back and work around it. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of just weird. But yeah. All right.